Hey folks, I hope I'm finally live. Let's see if this is working. Can you guys see and hear me? Let's hope. If you guys have been following some of the stuff that's been going on in the world today, you will know that many of our favorite social media platforms have been having so many technical problems. Instagram has been down for most of the day, and I'm still having trouble with Instagram. I've been able to DM a few people, but I can't get on the stories. I can't load my page. Instagram's a mess. Facebook is a mess. Facebook Messenger is a mess. I think Twitter is still okay because people have been joking about this all day on Twitter, but pretty much every other app has shut down, including StreamYard, which has been having all kinds of error messages. So this has been lovely. When I went to log in for this broadcast, I could not find the stream, it disappeared. And I had people saying, I'm in the chat, I'm on YouTube. It's there, but I could not find it. I couldn't. I went to studio. I'm having to go live through YouTube, by the way, because StreamYard isn't working. So I went through studio and I couldn't find it. I couldn't even see it on my own channel. So something is fishy today. I don't know what it is. I think because I'm cooking Jello, that this just kind of goes hand in hand with the craziness. So anyway, I'm glad to finally be here in the chat. It has been an interesting day of trying to figure out live streams and social media, but I'm glad to be with all of you. Now, I cannot highlight comments like I'm used to doing in StreamYard, so I'm sorry about that, but I will be reading comments here on the side. So Peterson is joining us tonight. Thank you, Peterson, Elderly Poodle. And a big thank you to Abby, Cozy Curated Cottage, who came in the stream and let you guys know that I still was coming. I just was going to run a little bit late because of the tech issue. So thank you, Abby, and Peterson and everyone else that knew what was going on and was helping clarify that. So thank you so much. Paula is here, 123 Corals. We've got the Kitschy Cat tuning back in. Thank you so much. Annette Fain, Jay Goodwin. We have Devin Peabody. Welcome, welcome. Blackie Jr. is coming in. Blackie Journalin, I should say. We've got Cam's Folly tuning in. Village Relics is here. Lots of people are tuning in. Delbert is tuning in. Who's ready for some Jello surprise? I know I'm not quite prepared for this. And you'll see why in just a minute, because this is a whole nother level of Jello creation that I have not gotten to. We have Soul Nate in the chat. Thank you so much, Biscuit, for tuning in. Nate will be hosting the next Tales from the Triptych. So if you've been following along with that journey, he will be telling his tale on Wedgwood this coming Sunday on his channel, Soul Nate, at 8 p.m. So if you're not subscribed to Nate, definitely go do that. And also, guys, if you're not following Abby over at Cozy Curated Cottage, please do that. She has a fabulous Instagram that recently got lost due to Instagram just randomly deleting her account. And I love her photos. She has some amazing jadeite, some American Sweetheart. She's got some great, all kinds of quilts and Halloween and Christmas. So awesome, awesome stuff. So go follow Abby over at cozy.curated.cottage. That's her new Instagram page. So I know we can help her out and follow along there. Amy Weaver is tuning in the chat. Thank you so much, Amy, for tuning in. Hi, Helen Thrifter, Helen Booty, New England Thrifter. We've got Helen Casey tuning in, Paula Corals, Jan Goodwin. Abby is here. Yay. Mama J is here. Calypso Cat is here. The chat, guys, is really small on YouTube Studio, so I am really struggling to read the chat. I'm so used to StreamYard. It is such a luxury. I will never complain about anything related to StreamYard ever again because it is just so wonderful. And thank you, Peterson, for putting in Nate's channel. Reclaimed Treasures by Mary is popping in. Lamar Jeffries, welcome, welcome. Jose is here. Chrissy's Corner for Collectors. Thank you for tuning in. Julie S. Kim and Oh My Vintage. I saw earlier, I think Vinny was in the chat. So welcome to you, Vinny. TC is here, TKR Video Central. It might be worse because the Jello flavor. Now, if you missed my live this morning, I did a live cook along, and this was a recipe that was chosen for me. Well, I helped choose it, so I can't totally say that it was chosen by Peterson and Christina, but they helped facilitate this recipe. And basically, I had done a video with Angela Marksberry, and here's the Jello recipe. Oh boy. with Angela Marksberry for the Jane-a-thon, which was a fundraiser that our community put together for our dear sweet Jane, who has a channel, Doggone Happy Vintage, and she's been having some medical issues recently. So we did a marathon sale for her to kind of help her out. One of the things that I donated to the fundraiser was the chance for someone to get a pick at the next Jello recipe that I cooked live on my channel. Now I'm still waiting to get to 2,000 subscribers. Very, very close. And when I hit that, I promise I will do the Jello recipe you guys voted for, number 4 with the shrimp and the eggs. So that will be coming for my 2,000, but this will hold you guys over for now. And this is a great cause to help Jane. So I'm thrilled to do it. Even though this is absolutely disgusting. So this recipe is a molded chef salad. And this is just the most bizarre recipe I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of Jello recipes. I'm kind of a Jello connoisseur of sorts. And this one has vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, shredded lettuce, tomato wedges, shredded celery, sliced scallions, sliced radishes, thin strips of green pepper. Ew. I'm not a big fan of green pepper, French dressing, and then here is where you get to pick your poison: ham, tongue, or veal. Tongue? Who puts tongue in a Jello recipe? I don't know. And then Swiss cheese. Also, this is served with a lovely dollop of mayonnaise, as you can see here in the bowl in the center. So we got more Miracle Whip action going on today. So this is just like a conglomerate of gross. And I am not sure that I want to try this because the smell is wafting over my direction. It is just awful. But anything for Jane, as I said, I'm down to do. And this one is really, really gross. Now I love veal. I've had veal piccata. I love veal by itself. I've never had tongue, but I don't know that I would dislike it if it were cooked properly. I like a lot of things that most people probably don't care for, but I don't care for green peppers, especially raw, because it's just that taste that's overwhelming that I'm not a big fan of. And I really don't like celery. Other than that, celery and cucumbers raw. Other than that, I'm pretty much good to go. I'll eat anything. I see Barb coming in. Welcome, Barb. Beth is here. I'm so sorry, Katie, but you are really a good sport. Thank you, Abby. I appreciate that. I don't know, but why is the cheese is what sent me over the edge, Devin says. Well, it's interesting, like why the cheese? Now, I do think that cheese makes everything better. So maybe that's the saving grace of this recipe. I did put a little extra cheese for like all the good juju I could muster up with this recipe, hoping that it would somehow save it. Oh, and I didn't tell you the worst part. The main Jello is lemon. Now, who decides, let's just put lemon and ham together? Oh, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Or lemon and tongue, like, I don't know, someone sitting around bored and just decided to throw everything they had in their pantry into this recipe. It's beyond me. It's absolutely strange. Now, I do think when we're studying some of these vintage recipes, I like to think that a lot of people were using everything that they had, and a lot of people still growing up, living through the Great Depression, they probably wanted to save and, not waste food. So they probably created a lot of these cello recipes with things that were left over that they could just throw into this recipe. Of course, Jello was also very big. Patrick pointed out in my first live earlier that it was orange, yellow, and green Jello, I think he said, were the first couple of flavors. So that's maybe why this one got the yellow Jello. But you do see a lot of the gelatin recipes that I've tried with just the clear Knox gelatin. So why they couldn't have used clear gelatin, I don't know. But I don't really think it makes a difference because it's still gross. So when I was pulling this out of the refrigerator, it looked a little fishy to me because the other Jello recipes I've done, they really are set. You pull out the mold and it sets up and it's nice and firm. This one jiggled a little bit too much, and I thought something's wrong with this. Now, I did the full 4 hours. It said that it would take to set, and I've done plenty of Jellos, and they always set in about that time. For some reason, this one did not set properly, so it's partially set. So that really was interesting when I was pulling it out of the mold because all of a sudden, as I'm putting it onto the platter, the Jello goes plop. And then all of the Jello just starts seeping down the sides, like all over my kitchen. And I'm reaching to grab something. So I end up with a pizza pan that I barely use and this wonderful plate that came from Patrick's sale. It's in the shape of a record. And then the Jello. So we really have this interesting mixture of partially set Jello with Miracle Whip and then this pizza pan here. So, it is what it is, folks. Today has been a weird day, but this is the partially set. Oh man, it's even leaking. I don't want to dump this on my computer. That would be bad. Partially set Jello recipe. That's kind of, you can see it's not really set. It's like sliding down, and then there's the cheese that kind of set. I don't know what that is, and I did my best to kind of put like the pretty mayonnaise thing in the center. I wanted it to be all perfect like the photo. Well, they don't make bowls that are small enough. Well, they do probably. I don't have any small enough for that little center hole. I didn't have any. And the Jello was just like moving in together. So that was not happening. So I did my best to make it look somewhat pretty as something like this could be. So yeah, it's really, really gross. No, it doesn't look wonderful, Penny. Oh, it's just awful. It's really terrible. Uh, yeah, now you're frightened, Tim says. And welcome, Tim and Gabrielle and Angela and everyone that's tuning in. Melinda, Lavish Mango, Cam's Follies, Susical. Thank you so much. This is just Pat Robinson, Mary R. Welcome, guys. The chat is really small on studio, so if I miss you, I'm so sorry. Hey, Judy Skelet. Yes, it's Jello soup. This is just the weirdest thing, I think. The recipe's just bizarre, and then it didn't set. Now, I don't know if I did something wrong. There was a step to the recipe when I was cooking this that I've never seen before, because I've made enough of these now where I've gotten pretty good about what you can do, like how you get it to set and all. And I think I messed up somewhere along the way. Either it didn't have enough time in the fridge, and 4 hours that the recipe stated was a complete lie, or I messed up where it said that you needed to cool that Jello and get it slightly congealed before you put all the other stuff in it. Maybe I didn't let it sit long enough. I don't know. That's just me going through like, what could I do if I ever did this again? And I think I'm never doing this recipe again. It's so weird. I did not choose tongue because, well, one of the reasons was I wasn't sure I could get it. I didn't know if our grocery store would have it. And I'm not even sure the shopper would understand how to find it. I get my groceries delivered. And then I thought, well, I could do veal, but I didn't want to have to cook it live. That would be hard. So I kind of picked the lesser of two evils, or three evils, I should say. And I chose ham because it's already prepackaged, cut up, and you don't have to do anything but pour and dump. So that was pretty easy for me. And I went with that because ham out of all three of them sounded the least gross, in my opinion. But I picked my poison, and ham was it. I think I would have died if it were tongue. I just don't think that belongs in this. Yeah, so this is Jan Goodwin. This is an actual vintage recipe from a Jello book. I believe this is late 60s or 70s. Is that right, Peterson? I've done several from the 50s. But yeah, this is a legit Jello recipe called the molded chef salad. So basically, what they wanted you to do is create like a chef salad you would get in a restaurant and then put it into a Jello mold. Now, the only reason I could see them maybe using the lemon Jello is simply for the fact that lemon is squirted on the salads a lot, and so maybe they were trying to get that like zesty, lemony taste. I don't know. But what's weird is that they also put the vinegar in and the Worcestershire. So you got a lot of tang already going on. Oh, and I didn't mention there's also French dressing in this. I don't know. It's just, oh, it's so bizarre. I just don't know. Might have too much water in the Jello. Yeah, I might have, Helen. It's interesting because the recipe called for 1.5 cups of water, and the box of Jello said 1 cup. So I went with the recipe, but I probably should have gone with the instructions on the Jello package. So this is sort of me figuring out what I did wrong. I mean, it's still going to be fine for the taste test, but oh, I'm just looking at it and it's just so bad. Hi, Chad. Welcome to the chat. Amy B. What they did with Jello molds in the 50s and 60s is hard to believe. I know, right, Amy? And I can't imagine people actually eating this. Like, you think about that time period and so many people being told that they had to not waste food and sit at the table and eat everything. It was that generation of cleaning your plate. And you would think that the adults wouldn't even like it. So why would they serve it? And let alone the kids that had to sit there, and eat every last bite until it was gone before they could get up from the table. I just can't even fathom that. Now, the funny thing is, when I was talking to my grandmother about these Jello recipes, she goes, "Oh, have you tried the cucumber one? It's so delicious." And she literally meant it. She loves the cucumber Jello recipe. Ugh, I don't care for cucumbers. So I don't know. My mom and I were sitting there together listening to her say this, and we both looked at each other very, just taken aback because it's like, why would you like that? It just doesn't belong. But, I guess maybe if you grew up in that time, you were just used to eating it. Who knows? Ah, yes. Thank you, Venny. 61 folks watching, so big thumbs up. Uh, yeah, the Jello shots would probably taste better than this. Proud American. I agree. I only remember the grapes and bananas. Now, see, that wouldn't be too bad. I think if you did grapes and pineapple and whipped cream, like it would be sicky sweet, but it wouldn't be, too gross. I think I could handle that. But this is like, this reminds me so much. And I said it earlier, but it reminds me, do you guys know the movie Christmas Vacation? It's one of my very favorite Chevy Chase movies. And in that movie, the aunt comes to visit and she wraps up, it's Aunt Dorothy, and she wraps up the cat in one Christmas box, and then in the other box, I can still see uh, the kid coming over, and he's holding this box, and he's like, "Mom, this one's leaking." And they open it up, and it's a Jello mold that she has made, but because she's older and forgetful, she puts in cat food in the Jello mold, and then you've got people eating it at the table. It's just hilarious. This is exactly what that looks like, that weird Jello mold from that movie. Cucumbers are yucky, depending on whether or not. Oh, Venny, I can't read that on live YouTube. But yes, they are yucky. Oh, your mom made raspberry jello with mandarin oranges. Now, see, that would be good, Susicle. That would be something I could get behind. Yes, I love Christmas Vacation. I have to watch it every year. It's one of my very favorite movies. Yes, we have to get me to 2,000 subscribers. You're right, Gina. So that way I can do another one of these jello recipes. I love, hi, Daniel. Tacky is me. Daniel says, "My friends, we are gathered here today to mourn the death of Katie's taste buds." That's hilarious, Daniel. Oh, I just got here. No, you did not miss the final product, Paula. I'm waiting a little bit for more people to come in because I know there has been widespread outages on pretty much every platform today. So I'm letting kind of people come in and get a chance to hang out. So we'll hang out a little bit before I try it. It was a family tradition in my family, vegetables molded but in gelatin. Well, Jose, if you like that, more power to you. And all here's to a family tradition. But that's not something for me. I will not be, let's just say, making this for myself for dinner in the future. I know, Benny. Yes, I should hit 2,000 subs for eating this awful concoction. I love you guys so much that I'm putting my taste buds at risk. Delbert is saying we need a dinner prayer before Katie eats this. Yes, please pray that this concoction doesn't sit poorly with me later. I won't be eating a lot of it. Luckily I don't have to mow down this whole plate. I don't think I could get through that. I just have to eat a little bit. uh, Daniel, I've got napkins. So there we go. I got napkins. So I hope all of you guys have been having a good day. I definitely hope that you guys have not been having as much frustration with the outages across all of our social media platforms as I have today, but that has been really frustrating. Have you guys been experiencing all of that? Because that is just bizarre. And the funny thing is, if I don't have, oh, my phone is ringing now. I'll put that on silent. I always forget to do that sometimes before the live. Oh, TK just tweeted. Yes. Oh, thank you, TK. I appreciate that. That's a TC. That's TKR Video Central. So I appreciate you doing that. TC has a great channel too. He posts a lot of great record content, and he just dropped his collaboration video for the couples vinyl challenge that Adam at Record Crate is doing, and I'm going to be doing that soon too. So that will be really fun. We never put meat or vegetables in Jello. However, local celebrities, local cafeterias, see, this chat is so small, I don't know how people do it. Used to serve orange Jello with shredded carrots and celery. That dish was never one of my selections. I'm sure it wasn't, Dana. Oh yes, you threw your phone several times. Barbie says, "Yeah, we are all having issues with this thing. Let's see. To hack with the rosary or exorcism, break out the sage," Vinny says. It's been crazy. Katie, how about Coca-Cola Jello? That might be okay, Edward. I might have to give that a try sometime. Yeah, okay. Everyone's been saying that there's been social media problems, and someone's saying they're calling you to tell you not to do it. That's right, Helen. But I have to do it for Jane. Facebook is in big trouble. They had let's see, they had stocks plummet and they were offline for hours. Yeah, Devin, it's interesting because I'm not on Twitter really. I have a Twitter, but I don't get on Twitter. But I saw, like people posting memes of tweets, and there were all kinds of hilarious things people were tweeting at Facebook. I mean, it was just so funny, and I can't remember any at the moment. But if you do a Google search on it, you'll find it, and it's just hilarious because the amount of frustration that people had today, including myself, was definitely interesting. Coke and the cherry Jello. Yeah, that might not be bad, Dana, because there is like if you do Coca-Cola cake, which I will be doing at some point on my channel. I've heard that's really, really good. Lemon Jello and Coca-Cola added into it. Yeah, that might not be too bad, Vinny, because there are people, or lime Jello and Coca-Cola, because lime and Coke go really well together. So that actually might be a decent combination. I'm usually only on Twitter to chat with friends. Yeah, look for the memes and the retweets because it is really funny. You like Twitter, Bob? Bob Duop Bob is in the chat. He's saying Twitter is my favorite social media site. Well, as far as I know, Twitter was not down today, so that was good. Oh, it tastes like cherry Coke, Dana says. Ooh, I gotta try that. Let's see. Hey, D. D's in the house. Yes, I was waiting for D and a few other people to come in because D last time missed it the first time I did it. And D, I love you so much that I ate another bite. So I'm glad that you are here so I don't have to eat another bite. And this morning I had D's shirt on, the Thrill of the Thrift. You couldn't see it under my apron, but I had her brand new Bink shirt on. But tonight, in honor of the Jello, I am wearing my vintage and vinyl Jello shirt that says, "Trust me, don't eat the Jello." So if you're interested in some of the merch that I do actually have a lot of Jello merch and other fun merch available. So check out my link tree down below. And you can go to my Teespring store if you're interested in getting some of the fun Jello merch, including the new "I'm all about that brooch, no Jello" shirt. That will be available as well. So yes, if you like merch, that's offered to purchase as well. And this is just a fun shirt that I had help coming up with because these Jellos have kind of become so iconic. They become my thing. And tonight I am wearing my grandmother's cat brooch. So we've got that on and my emerald green hat, which is kind of fun. The mold is going to melt more, yes, sitting out of the refrigerator. So, folks, I think we are about 25 minutes in. So, Jello needs to sponsor me. They do, Mama J. But, I don't know if they would care for the fact that I'm kind of saying that these are gross. So maybe that doesn't go along with their brand. Unless they gave me good Jello recipes to try, we could get behind that. A conglomeration of gross. Yes, we do, Kitschy Cat. Maybe that will be my new shirt. When I hit 2000 and I do the Jello with the shrimp and the eggs, I'll do a shirt that says a conglomeration of gross because it really is. I'm gonna screenshot that comment so I remember. Let's see here. Now this chat is really little, so for all of you content creators that do sales and go live through YouTube Studio, hats off to you because I don't know how you do it. I am a creature of habit and I love my StreamYard, so this is definitely harder for me today, and I am just amazed at all of you guys that go live through Studio. So fantastic. All right, so we are going to actually taste the Jello. Yes, have 911 ready. So let me show you the Jello again. Now, this did not properly set because probably I did something wrong. But this is what we've got. So this really looks awful. So this has green peppers, tomatoes, ham, cheese, lemon Jello, Miracle Whip, and radishes, and what was the other thing that was in this? Oh, it had Worcestershire sauce, and it had French dressing, and it had vinegar. Yes, it had vinegar. So yeah, it looks absolutely putrid. So to make this at least a little bit of a better experience, I have my Depression era uranium glass plate with the cherries. I think Jeanette made this, but I'd have to double check on that pattern. And I believe this is Oneida Twin Star. I got this from Abby over at Cozy Curated Cottage. So this is a fun Starburst fork. So we're at least trying to make this a little bit better. And it's served up on my record plate, which you can't really see because the Jello has done its job. Now I have to get a little bite of everything. I think it wouldn't be fair if I picked out the nasty peppers that I do not care for. So I think I have to at least get a bite of everything. So that's gonna be what I'll do. Got to get a little bit of Miracle Whip on it. Now this is not going to be a very large bite, folks, because this just looks and smells horrible. Oh my lousy, this is awful. And I can't even scoop it up very easily onto the plate because it's like partly congealed and it's just oh, and it smells bad. Like I don't know what's wrong with this. Okay, y'all, so get ready for some screenshots because I love the screenshots you guys take and share with me over on Instagram. And yes, today I'm only doing one bite. I don't care how much I like you, I'm only doing one bite. So if you missed this, you got to go back and watch the replay. Yeah, the plate and fork are going into witness protection when it's done, right, Carrie? Absolutely. Hey, Susie Spezio. Okay, so Sue wants to see the Jello thing again. So the Jello didn't quite set, so I did have to put it on a pizza plate on a serving dish, and you can see it's already dripping off the sides. Like this just is a horrible disaster that went wrong. It was already wrong to begin with, but now it's even worse. So there it is, conglomerate of gross, as what we're gonna call it. So yeah, I'm gonna be out for the next 2 weeks, Daniel. Oh, Nate's trying to be encouraging. He says it looks wonderful. Although Nate, I know that you don't like green peppers either. So let's see. Pepto Bismol in my future. I think if you just added the tongue, yeah, I don't think that would have made this any better. Okay, so here we are. I have my coffee pumpkin spice here after this is over as a palate cleanser. And for all of you guys that are just tuning in, before I try this, I will read the ingredients again. So we have vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, black pepper, shredded lettuce, tomato wedges, finely shredded endive, which I couldn't get, by the way, folks, so I had to admit that. Thinly sliced scallions, thinly sliced radishes, thin strips of green pepper, French dressing, slivered ham, tongue, or veal. I picked my poison and I went with the lesser of three evils, so I picked ham. And then we have 1 cup of Swiss cheese. So I put a little extra Swiss cheese in hopes that that would make this recipe slightly better, because cheese makes everything better, like bacon does. But I doubt this is going to save this recipe. Okay, folks, get ready for the screenshot. Oh, this is so bad. Okay, I gotta get everything on my fork. I am just prepared to. This looks. I can't even get it stabbed on my fork because it's so just. Oh man. All right, Jane, this one's for you. Here we go, folks. Get ready. Ooh. Mm. Ooh. That is awful. Oh no. What is that? It's like the vinegar is so overpowering that it just takes away from the lemon. It's gross and it's slimy. And that Miracle Whip. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. That's never going anywhere. And the radishes are too. Bleh. Nope. We're putting that over here. Okay, that's it. That's all. I'm not doing any more of that. Palate cleanser. Mm. Oh, that was awful. Okay, so don't ever try this recipe if you see it. It's not suitable for human consumption. I have tested it and it is denied. It is going into the never again recipe book. Yes, I did it. I did it. It was gross and now I'm not doing it again. So yes, I'm going to have more of my coffee because that is lingering in my mouth, that taste, and it is not a good taste. Like, you do not need Worcestershire sauce and vinegar in together with French dressing. It's like too acidic, and the tomatoes, like acidity on acidity on acidity. Ugh. I like acidity, but not that. And the Miracle Whip, no, thank you. Thank you, guys. Yes, I did it. I did it, and I can't wait for screenshots. Oh, Jamie missed it. Darn it. I don't know, Jamie. Do I do I do it again for Jamie? Probably not. Sorry, Jamie, but that was really gross. That was really, really gross. Yeah, I need a cracker. Oh, that just is awful. Peterson saying, no, don't do it again. Jamie, you'll have to rewind. I love you, but you have to rewind because I am not eating that again. That was just all levels of bad. It was gross. Yes, a horror movie, 10 out of 10. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Devin. Yes. Oh, all right. Misty missed it. And I see, oh, darn. I think you guys are going to have to rewind because this is really gross. And I feel badly when people miss it because I've been waiting all day. So I feel like I need to do another bite of this. And y'all are like, no, don't do it. A biscuit will make it better. Yeah, just rewatch it because this is so bad. But I can show you the finished product. So this is the finished product. It didn't quite set properly, so I must have done something. But yeah, this looks like that Christmas Vacation movie with the Jello and the cat food. That is just awful. It is going straight into the trash. I am probably going to put everything in the dishwasher and just never ever think about that again. So if you missed it, sorry, you will have to rewatch it. I love you guys all, but I'm not trying it again. It's so gross. I just can't do it. And I've got my coffee, so I'm going to drink more of this in hopes to get that taste out of my mouth. Yes, it looks like a pizza, but not a delicious kind, Maria. Mm. Okay, so Katie's face reminds me of the face you make when you are enjoying some. Oh, oh no, Sue. I can't read that on YouTube, but Sue, that's hilarious. I get an A for presentation. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, even my neighbor, I'm not giving this to my neighbor. She loves the Jello recipes and she makes them like every week. She loves all these things. And last time I gave her one that I made and she called me the next day and said, "That was yummy, yummy good." That's what she says. Her words, yummy, yummy good, in a real, southern accent. And she's just a delight, but I'm not even giving her this one. It's going straight in the garbage. I don't even think she would like it. It's so bad. Yes, all of my lipstick has come off now onto the fork and the weird Jello, and I don't know. That Jello mold was an abomination. And Gordon Ramsay, yes, he would. If someone does Jello recipes and shares them with Gordon Ramsay, I would die laughing. Hello, Patrick. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. All in solidarity. You need some sage and holy water before it attacks me, right, Daniel? No, Beth, I'm not leaving this in my trash can either. It is going into the garbage and it is going out the door tonight. Like, I'm never going to see this thing again. And no, I'm not taking another bite. I'm sorry. I just can't. It's disgusting. So you guys will have to go back and watch the replay. Oh, that's very sweet, Carrie. Thank you. Hmm. Yeah, maybe the acid caused it not to set. But see the picture, I mean, it's like perfectly congealed. And it's got the Miracle Whip in the center, which, ugh, Miracle Whip is not even mayo. Don't get me started on that. Hi, Gino's Finds. Hi, guys, everybody coming in. So, yes, I left and I couldn't just come back in. I survived. Okay, Gabrielle, that's just fine if you missed the tasting. The return of the blob. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna return. I'm gonna screenshot this too. So we have the return of the blob. And we also have, so this could be some new merch. What do you guys think? We've got return of a blob and let's see, a conglomeration of gross. So that might be two new fun shirts when I hit 2,000. So guys, if you enjoyed this tasting and you liked my live cook along, you guys can definitely share this page, help me reach 2,000 subscribers. And when I reach 2,000, I will try the shrimp and egg Jello live, and I will cook it for you live. We'll do that all together. I have been advertising that, and you guys voted. So number 4, that was the shrimp. It won. So make sure that you guys help me get there so we can do that. And yes, sending Katie cookie recipes. I'm all for that. I'll bake some cookies. I've got a chocolate book from Angela Marksberry, and I will be doing that in a future video. And if you're not following, oh, thanks, Patrick. Buy yourself some more Starbucks to get rid of the taste. Thank you, Patrick, for that super chat. And speaking of Patrick, he is coming up soon with his birthday collaboration. And if you want to join in on that, you can go check out Patrick's video. It's Trusty's birthday party, and you have to cook, make, and eat a vintage recipe before 1970 on the video, and you can participate in the collaboration either on Instagram or on YouTube. So I'm going to be participating in that, and I promise there will be no nasty Jello. It's going to be all yummy baked up treats for Patrick's birthday celebration. So I'm very excited about that. I've got a cool recipe picked out, and that will be coming on the 11th of October. So stay tuned for that because actually that will be a good recipe. Well, I think it will turn out well. It looks pretty good. Thank you, Gabrielle. Oh, thank you all for the super chats. You guys are so nice. I'm gotta drink more of this because that acidity is just something. Mm, too much, too much of the acids going on in that recipe. So, 0 out of 0 definitely would not recommend this, and I don't recommend any Jello molds going on in the future for any of you guys. So, I would steer clear. Yes. Oh, Nate's baked brie sounds so good. Now, see, I would rather have Nate's baked brie than this conglomerate of weird ingredients. All right. You'll give it a -10. That's right, Vinny. I don't recommend Jello and meat ever. Yes, they do not belong. I think this would have been worse with the tongue or the veal, like 10 times worse. But this is just awful. No, no, no. Okay. So yes, baked brie always wins. Cheese anything is my language of happiness. So I might have to go get some cheese, some crackers, have my coffee and just wipe away the jello taste. But thank you all so much for tuning in. If you missed it, definitely go back and watch the replay. And I hope you guys can send me some screenshots because I always find that hilarious. I love when you guys send me things. I hope Instagram starts working again because I've been having issues like all of you guys have today. And so I really hope it gets back up and running so I can share some of those screenshots. I didn't even get a chance to really take a picture of this, but I will before I throw it away so that it can be documented. And I really appreciate all of your support. We had about 60 people here, and I am just so grateful for all of you tuning in. Again, this was a special pre recipe to my 2,000 subscriber mark in honor of Jane over at Doggone Happy Vintage to help with her Jane-a-thon fundraiser. So if you're not subscribed to Jane, definitely go do that. It would be a really nice welcome back surprise to YouTube when she comes back and sees that more folks have subscribed. So I would really appreciate if you do that. Jane over at Doggone Happy Vintage has some fun late night sales. And of course, subscribe to each other in the chat. Uh, oh, thanks, TC. You get the ultimate Jello Trooper Award. Well, I appreciate that $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. And let's see, don't forget to drive a stake through it before you throw it out so it doesn't come back. Daniel, you are hilarious. So, yes. All right. I'm glad you had sheer fun, as Poodle puts it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. A couple of things happening for me this week. I will be on Patrick's channel, Trusty Youngster Mercantile, for our next episode of Duo Dive that will premiere this Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on his channel. And we're going to have Cindy over at Mimi's Treasure Cottage talking about her cupcake topper collection. And then Soul Nate will be hosting his second triptych over on his channel, and he'll be telling his tale of Wedgwood. So you want to tune into that on Sunday at 8 p.m. So two big things coming up for me this week that you can catch me live on, and I'm very excited about that. Tonight we've got a couple events coming up. It is 7:48, so I do believe the return of Vintage Rescue Squad is back. Tim at Over the Years is also having a sale live with Josie and Ma Dukes, I believe. Always a good time. Tim has some fabulous glassware. And then Uncle Professor George is going to have his YouTube premiere at 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe, tonight. I think all of this is still going on, but with all of the outages, who knows? Just hit that bell notification for all your favorite YouTubers so that you can follow along and see when they're going to go live. And Dee, thank you so much for that $10 super chat. You are so kind. I really appreciate that. Yes, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Well, that will do it for me, folks, tonight. I appreciate you tuning in, and we will continue the series of our book reading, House of Flesh, next Monday at 8 p.m., at 7 p.m., so tune in for that. Tonight was kind of special because we did the Jello, so we will get back to finding out more about our House of Flesh book, and then you can catch some great content from me for my normal premiere this Wednesday at 7 p.m. So, as always, folks, I hope that you will stay in, stay safe, and don't eat that Jello. Bye bye now.